everybody, and welcome back to another episode of El Koki Otaku. Today, we have a special guest with us. She joins us all the way from Italy. Please give it up for Lisanne.
Woo!
Hi.
We're going international tonight.
Yep.
I mean, tonight, there, today, here. So today's like good morning, good afternoon, oh my wa, konnichiwa, you name it. Listen, thank you so much for joining us tonight, or today. Joining us tonight in this session. I have to confess, I'm very fan of your art, because there's so many people who do fan art in the internet, and they most of the time they choose their own favorite anime or going on the social media. However, you were very different, because when I saw your first art, we were talking about waifus, but scientific waifu, and we're not speaking about waifu just wearing a lab coat. We're speaking about scientific concept from physics, engineering, you name it, anything from science. So, Lisanne, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Let's start with speaking a little bit about you. Who is Lisanne from Italy?
Hello, everyone. I'm a 2D animator. I just draw frame by frame cartoons, and I'm 24 years old. I'm from Italy, the north of Italy, near to Milano. And I studied scientific stuff in a scientific high school, even if I didn't want to go to scientific high school, because I kinda hate science, math, physics. But in 5 years of these studies, I was kind of forced to love these arguments, and so it was kind of useless for me, because I'm doing art at the moment, animating all days, but I'm using these things I know just for my drawings. And I saw that lots of people are loving what I draw, even if it was totally unexpected. And of course, I'm happy for this.
So, when you said that it was totally unexpected, what happened when you started drawing? What was the drawing that basically made you go viral? Like, everybody knew who Lisanne was, or at least this drawing is from yours. Like, this is your drawing. Sorry.
The first drawing that went viral was the one about electricity explanation. Yeah, this one. I drew it just because some friends of mine were studying engineering, and they find a similar representation of this concept that you can find switching the drawing on the same post, with three little men doing this action. And I decided to draw it with waifus, so in anime style, with anime girl, and people started like it. I find this drawing on every social media, on YouTube, on Instagram, in other pages, on Pinterest, everywhere. And so I decided to draw scientific things and not just fan arts about video games.
But therefore, you start everything all about this drawing on fan art?
Kinda. I started drawing a waifu version of beverage. Like, I draw Coca-Cola in anime style, or I don't know, orange juice in anime style. and because of some friends who opened a Facebook page about beverage, and this was my first topic
Oh,
of
nice.
my page. So the first drawing was appunto was Lurisia Chan, because Lurisia is an Italian beverage with sour of lemonade or something, and so it was my first waifuization.
I have to confess something about this. So I'm come from science, and I have to confess that physics they were not my favorite topic of classes. However, I didn't dedicate too much to it, didn't put too much attention, to be honest. So when we go to the electricity, for me, it was a very odd chapters, even that it's very important. And when I saw this, your first art about electricity, I was like, wait a minute, now it makes sense to me. I mean, maybe because I was getting the picture was more attractive for me, but now when I look into this picture, I'm like, okay, so now finally I understand why is the AMP, the volt, and the omen. So like, how did we go from something very general on the books to something more waifu content, and it's more easier for audience to understand it?
This is the reason why it's kind of hard to find new ideas for my page, because I have to understand deeply a concept, and then I have to think about how I can represent it in the easier way ever, because it have to be catchy, and it's difficult sometimes. Mm.
And
So,
I had to
go ahead,
give
go
you
ahead.
credit. I had to give you credit because you mentioned something on your story that you took science class not because you wanted to, or you love it, because part of the curriculum. You had no choice. I don't know. You love it, you hate it, but it's at the same time your dedication. What really called you was the art. So for me, hearing that, okay, I'm forced to take science. However, I'm going to make something from this, and using your skill, where your love for passion for art, you took that not everybody love, and you're just making something that you love it. Bringing science that is not your favorite topic to your art, which is your favorite topic, that's genius. That's like doing how do you say, making lemonade with lemon, or uh, doing lemon.
When
You
life gives
train
you lemon, you make lemonade.
Lemonade.
that thing.
Yeah.
I want to point one out, and it's just to build on the one Onyx had shown from the left and right brain. I love the fact that you put the corpus callosum in there, just because, for example, when I'm teaching the nervous system, I'm trying to make my students see, okay, so you have your left hemisphere and your right hemisphere, but then we need to have this connection, and I show them what it looks like in a dissection of the brain. However, they're like, how does that even work? And I love the fact that you put it here in your picture, because it's like literally it's just a bridge. So, Lisanne, in terms of your art, how long have you been drawing? Like, how long have you been cultivating this talent?
I've been drawing since always. I was the student that stayed at the bottom of the class to draw on every desk. I've never studied art because for my family it was just an hobby. So I've always draw, yeah.
For the viewers who are also artists, what programs are you using, and what software hardware are you using? Because I know that's a very common question that I see all the time for artists.
At the moment, I'm using Procreate on my iPhone, but the first drawings was made with Photoshop.
Oh wow.
That's hard. when we go to the science waifus, scientific waifus, which one is the favorite one so far that you draw?
It's complicated.
I know.
I'm just scrolling my page.
There's so much content here that we can just go through all of
Yeah.
it, and it will be so fun just to talk about each of them. Like right
Yeah,
now.
actually, I have on my screen one when she found out the one she's searching for, she's looking for.
Okay.
And I don't know if you can share my screen. I do have one of those too.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I will. There we go.
Yeah, actually, for me, it's totally impressive that you start, like, the first one we discussed was about electricity, the basics.
Okay.
The second one was about it was anatomy of the brain. And now this one is about light. And all of them are fundamental concepts that most of people don't understand, to my very first understanding. Like, people have struggled with this stuff all the time. And it's totally impressive for me. It's mind-blowing that you can draw this stuff and people really like them. It's like even more than this waifu related, more than it's anime, that actually I want to ask you which are your favorite animes and how you start actually on this anime. But before that, is how much time do you like try to understand each of these concepts, and don't you feel like you're actually learning about this stuff already, and you're helping a lot of people to love science at this point too? You know that?
I hope so.
Well, let's start there first. What is like?
Okay.
Let's start like how do you get creative? How do you think about this, and how much time it takes to you?
At the beginning, I just took my scientific books and started seeing and writing all the pages until I could find something I could represent. Maybe starting with a drawing, like for the electricity explanation. But of course, after 1 year, I finished my ideas that I could take from this book. So I started searching for scientific memes or scientific law representation, and because there are lots of graphics or little schemes about scientific law and whatever. There are some of them who were too complicated, like graphs or something, and I couldn't represent them. But some of them were easy concepts, like, I don't know, the difference between day vision and night vision. You can't find, of course, a scheme about it because it's something difficult to represent, and I tried to explain it with waifus. Also because it's something funny to know, like, when it's dark, we see everything black and white. I don't know, I think it's kind of a fun fact. So even if it's not just a scientific law, I tried to represent it anyway. So I search for scheme or graphics, but I also look for funny ideas like this one.
What is your favorite anime?
My favorite anime? Hard question. I love Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Nice.
It's one of my favorite anime ever. But 1 year ago was released Osama Ranking of Kings. It's new, but I really love it because of the concept, the animation, the visual style, visual character, and everything.
I really love Ranking of King. That opening is mind. Both of them. The last one is quite a crazy one. But yeah, I agree with you.
So, with that in mind, Thank you so much, Lisanne. It's been such a pleasure. Before we go and wrap it up, where can we find you? Any social medias apart from Instagram? But what is your Instagram and other social medias? And you said that you liked gaming too. So if you have a Twitch or anything, where can people find you?
At the moment, I just have Instagram, but as soon as I have a new house, I want to start streaming and sharing gameplays and whatever. So at the moment, only Instagram is okay.
And for us guys, subscribe, like, and sharing all our social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Very important. YouTube, subscribe, on the bell, hit the bell, like and share with your friends, and we'll see you in the next episode. Sayonara.
Bye.